the bottom. Ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What's good, gamblers? It's the coach representing Brothas N Bets, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend itself. Yeah, that's what you put in.
Yeah, I see that.
That's
new
what
shit
you
that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
But I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself. Yeah, Mr. Marley Bets.
I didn't know what the fuck was
Mr.
going
Playing
on.
around with the deal, Marley.
Yo.
What's going down?
What's the deal, big dog? Cooling. I feel good, dog. Cooling, hard day.
Good.
I don't got my crystals on. I'm kind of upset about that, but it's all good.
Well, since we're talking about what we got on right now, hey, somebody recognized the player. They seen I was popping their ass. Official, unofficial sponsor. You wager gonna send me a cap. They gonna send me a nice shirt. They like, man, y'all been representing us. Y'all been using our line, and you've been busting our ass over the head coach for the last couple of weeks. So we gonna bless you real quick. Put on the gear, represent on the show. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of nice. The shirt material kind of feel good, but hey, ain't nothing gonna compare to that Brothas N Bets gear that's about to drop.
Oh, that Brothas N Bets.
I say this again. Ain't nothing gonna drop like that Brothas N Bets apparel that's gonna be dropping soon. But
that Let's Be Vegas shirt.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. You remember what you just told me about somebody? You remember what you told me about somebody talking about I spread the rumor? I got two niggas in front of me right now that said they heard that before me. And they like, hey, that's I thought that was public knowledge. And I'm like, bro, she's talking about I spreaded that shit, bro. I'm like,
I was just like, okay.
Man. I'm like, bro, I didn't do like no. And I'm telling these niggas, and they like, hey, bro, I thought that was common knowledge, nigga. Everybody knew that. I'm like,
you guys spreading rumors about me.
I'm spreading. Like, what made me wake up and be like, I'm gonna spread this about her today and just see how it goes.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
All right. Oh, what the man? Anywho, bro. I'm glad she called at the right time, though. Shout out to baby mama number one, man. Anywho, man. Say, man, let's get this money, Marley. We was talking about apparel.
You feeling good. You did tell me when I talked to you before the show that you was feeling good. All right, we feeling good.
I was feeling great, bro. I'm telling you, man, my son passed. You know what I'm saying? The driving test. I got my gear. I just left the bank. I stopped by the bank for a sec to look at a mortgage. You know, like, hey man, what can y'all give me on my mortgage loan? Y'all hooking me up with my car loan. I see this, but let me see what the mortgage. Like, I'm feeling good right now. But that kind of got me hot. But anywho, man, enough of that. Like my brother just said, he walked in. He said, hey man, why you upset? Hoes gonna be hoes, and that is true. So we're gonna forget about the hoes and we're gonna talk about the money. Let's talk about the money right now. First game on the docket that's getting ready to start here in about 21 minutes. We got Marquette Golden Eagles. Shout out to Shaka Smart. Sitting at 23-6, taking on the Butler Bulldogs, who have been up and down all year long, who are trying to get at 500 or 14-15 right now on the year. This line did open up in favor of Marquette -8, and the line is currently sitting at 8.5, still in favor of Marquette, but there are some 8s out there as well. Get to these actual factuals. Marquette 11-5 against the spread in the last 16 games. They 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Butler. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against Butler. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on the road. 14-2 straight up in the last 16 games and 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games played in Black History Month. We had our last day, the 28th. Actual factuals for Butler. They 4-2 against the spread last 6 games. The under sitting at 8 out of the last 8 games. They 3-7 straight up in the last 10 games, But the unders also hit 5 out of the last 5 games whenever Butler's playing at the crib. They are 4-9 straight up against in the last 13 games against a Big East Conference opponent. 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 games when playing in Black History Month. So, with all that being said, Marquette, they're questionable with Ellis at the guard position not playing today. And Butler, Manny Bates, and John Michael Marley, they are questionable today. Last time we seen Marquette, they beat DePaul 90-84 over the weekend. And last time we seen Butler, they got a victory against DePaul as well. 59-58 in a close one. So, with all that being said, Marley, 5:30 Central Standard Time, tip-off game. You got to play for this one.
I don't. Got to lean, though. I ain't make it to the window with this one. I'll take Marquette minus the 8. I might double back and catch it. Man, Butler's just not a good basketball team, and Marquette is a good basketball team. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I don't want to jump into a whole bunch of numbers, but Marquette 3 out of their last 10. Marquette, won 9 out of their last 10, and Butler's 3 out of their last 10, even though they won 3 out of their last 5.
So that's all Marley likes. He doesn't have a play for this one, but I do. And honestly, y'all, unless Marley tell me something on these other games, that this is my only play for the day. And I'm riding with Shaka Smart and the Marquette on the first half minus the 4. This team typically has been playing great in the first half. They did have a slip up 2 games ago against Creighton. What was it, Creighton? That they end up coming back in the second half and winning outright. Say that again?
No, yeah, you talking about Creighton. I thought you were talking about
it was Creighton.
You were about to talk about their last loss, but
they were down. They were down on the 21st against Creighton. They were down big, and I jumped on them second half, man, and ended up winning. And they ended up winning outright, man. So great victory for that. But yeah, we're gonna keep this thing moving. That is my official play. That is my official and only play unless Marley tells me something about these other games that I'm like, I got to jump on that with you, Marley. But Marquette minus the 4 for the first half official play. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Bets. And if you can hear back in the back, that's our boy J.O. joining Marley Bets in the trap right now. Let's get to our next game. We are going to be in the ACC action, and we talking about Clemson taking on Virginia. Let me get my notes up for this one real quick. Get my notes, and we can keep this thing moving. Other than that, man, Marley.
Yo.
Let's go. Here we go. All right. Clemson Tigers, they're 21-8 on the year, while the Virginia Cavaliers are 21-6 on the year. They actually lost the other day. This line did open up in favor of Virginia minus 7. Right now, that line's sitting at 6.5. And the total's at 130, ladies and gentlemen. Actual factors for Clemson. The overseas 6 out of the last 6 games. They are 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games. They're 4-9 against the spread in the last 13 games against Virginia. 1-12 straight up in the last 13 games against Virginia. Yikes. 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games when playing on the road against Virginia, but 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games played on a Tuesday, but 2-9 against the spread in the last 11 games when playing on a Tuesday on the road. Get to some of these actual factors for UVA. 1-4 against 5 games. They only hit 4 out of the last 6. They are 11-3 straight up in the last 14 games, 8-0 straight up in the last 8 games when playing at the crib, 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games when playing at the crib against Clemson, as I explained earlier. 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games against an Atlantic Coast Conference opponent. 2-6 against the spread in the last 8 games in the month of February. There aren't any injury reports right now for either team. Last time we seen Clemson, they beat NC State 96-71. And like I said, when we saw UVA, they went against a team that's basically in the playoffs right now, North Carolina, and they took care of business. They lost, to them 71-63 as a favorite. So with all that being said, Marley, Clemson versus UVA, do you have a play on this one?
I do, man. I'm gonna take the points with Clemson plus the 6.5. I just think it's really too many points. I like the way this Clemson team went into North Carolina State, and we talked about how tough of a place to play.
What up, Dinkins?
North Carolina State. And they went and let that game wire to wire, got on their ass. 96 to 71. I think they're 13-5 straight up in their last like 18 games. 6-4 in the last 10. In Virginia, man, they on a 2-game losing streak, as you mentioned. One of those losses was the BC, where they only put up 48 points. 2-point win against Notre Dame, 3-point win against Louisville, and it took them overtime against Duke by 7. So I think we can get a cover here at Clemson. I'm not sure if they win the game, but I think 7 points is a little too much to ask for.
All right. So official play plus the 6.5. If I were to make a lean, I would take Virginia UVA in the first half, but I don't just feel fucking with them. Anybody in this game, excuse my language, YouTube, don't hull us as you have before.
Yeah, I heard.
But I'm gonna pass on this one, man. The rules have changed, so I'm gonna pass on this one, man. But Marley likes Clemson with the points plus 6.5. KB, what it do, man? We appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. That's Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. And let's get on to our next game. We appreciate everybody tuning in. And when I say that, I say that. Be on the lookout for that merch. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to our next game. We're going into the Big Ten country. I might make a play on this one. I ain't gonna lie, I do got a nice little struggle parlay because I was just trying to clean my account out. And the games that we are going over, I did make some plays on that, but it's a struggle parlay, so nothing serious. Anywho, our Hawkeyes sitting at 18-11. While Indiana Hoosiers are sitting at 20-9. This game did open up as Indy for Indiana as a 5-point favorite. Right now, that line's sitting at 5.5. Get to some of these actual factuals. Iowa, the total's gone over 14 out of the last 20 games. They are 10-5 straight up in the last 15 games, 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 games against Indiana. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games on the road, though. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on the road in Indiana's crib. But 15-5 straight up in the last 20 games when played in Black History Month, and 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on a Tuesday. Now let's go to Indiana. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6. They are 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games. The overs also hit 11 out of the last 14 games against Iowa. 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games at the crib. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing in Iowa's crib. 5-2. Playing at home against Iowa. 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games against a Big Ten conference opponent, but 3-10 against the spread in the last 13 games when playing on a Tuesday. There aren't any injury reports right now for Iowa. Now, Indiana, Anthony Leal, he is questionable for today's game. Jordan Geronimo is out today for Indiana with a leg injury, and that's pretty much it. Iowa, they beat Michigan State in a hell of a game over the weekend. They won 112-106, while Indiana beat Purdue 79-71. I saw that coming a mile away. With all that being said, Iowa, Indiana, Marley, what's the play?
Man, give me Jackson Davis at the crib, Indiana. I like the -5.5. I'll be 100 with you. I'm a little biased. I don't like Iowa. I don't really think they're that good, and they don't play no defense. So,
and there's some other reasons why you don't like Iowa, but we're gonna keep it. We trying to keep our channel.
Yeah, we can't get you trying to get me canceled. You know, they cancel people in 2023. You can't just be talking all willy-nilly around here. But Indiana, you know what I'm saying? They won 7 out of their last 10. You know, I'm more of a what have you done for me lately kind of guy. And also at the crib, 10-5 ATS at the crib, 14-1 straight up at the crib, 17-3 as a favorite. And they got one of the most dynamic players in college basketball with Jackson Davis. So give me Indiana, give me the crib. We know that's going to be rocking. Give me -5.5. I think we can get a cover over here because Iowa not going to stop nobody. They got to try to outscore you.
Yeah, I got you. With that being said, man, Geronimo being out kind of is a little nervous, but he's not like your boy that you just said. I think I'm gonna make a play right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a play right here. I think I'm probably gonna ride with
the first half. With it. You should do full game.
First half.
Yep, I know it.
You can do the full game.
Mm-mm.
Do that full game.
You know
You know
what?
what?
Do first half. 'Cause
Nah.
I don't
You
need
know what?
them.
You know what? You know what? You know no. You know what? You done said it. You done threw it out there in the universe. I'm riding with, and we
Yeah,
matching.
you hot.
We got Charlotte
You
Blue on right
hot,
now.
Mr. 10K challenge.
I'm out.
You,
Yeah. Hey, I'm riding with
bro,
Marley though
need to
right
be
now.
riding
I'm
with
riding
you.
with Marley Bets. Jo, I'm riding with Marley Bets. Okay. I'm hopping in the whip with Marley Bets. I'm gonna take that official play -5.5. I like everything that you said. So hey, you can put the coach down with Indy -5.5, and Marley likes some -5.5 as well. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coaches, Brothas N Bets. This is our second. Is this our second college basketball show?
I feel like we did more than 2.
All right. Well, this is our first one since we did the flyer. Shout out to our flyer, man. But yeah, we here, man. And you know, like our boy Hova said, hey man, this is typically the time to get hot. You know, we're going into the conference tournament play, and then we got the tournament play, and you know we're gonna turn out when we go to San Antonio for Pubapalooza Part 2. So with all that being said, we're gonna come back down to the South, and we're gonna go to Knoxville, Tennessee, where the Tennessee Volunteers are hosting the Arizona Razorbacks. Arkansas Razorbacks. My bad. Arkansas is 19-10 on the year, while Tennessee's 21-8 on the year. The line did open up in favor of Tennessee -7. There has been some money coming in to where the line is now at Tennessee -5.5. Get to some of these actual factuals for Arkansas. 8-3 against spread last 11 games. The overs hit 5 out of last 6. They 4-1 against spread last 5 games against Tennessee. 2-5 straight up in last 7 games against Tennessee. 2-8 straight up in last 10 games on the road. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 5 games when playing on the road against Tennessee. But check this out: 16-3-1 against the spread in the last 20 games when playing in Black History Month, and 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on a Tuesday. Now, Tennessee Volunteers, they 2-6 against the spread in the last 8 games, 12-6 straight up in the last 18 games. The overs hit 8 out of the last 9 games against Arkansas, 18-2 straight up in the last 20 games at the crib, 14-6 straight up in the last 20 games when playing against the SEC conference opponent, and 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing at the crib on a Tuesday. We already know Brazil, he is out for Arkansas with the ACL injury. Now for Tennessee, go check on Twitter for these to find out the real deal. But they got 2 guys right now that's questionable. Key at the guard position, he's questionable, and Julian Phillips is questionable as well. When we seen Arkansas, they lost a breaker to Alabama 86-83, while Tennessee beat South Carolina. They put a smacking on them. They beat them 85-45. So with all that being said, Tennessee hosting Arkansas. Marley, what's the play?
So this kind of tricky, bro, because I liked it at 7. You know what I'm saying? 7 was a great number. I loved it at 7. I don't like it so much at 5.5, even though technically that's like 1 point. But I feel like that's a dramatic drop. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know if you put me on Arkansas, but if anything, you took me off Tennessee. I don't know if you remember we was having a conversation about Tennessee like 3 weeks ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And you was like, bro, they not really what they are, what you think they are. And they not, bro. They're 5-5 in the last 10. But at the end of the day, I don't want to get too carried away because my point is this: I don't like it at 5.5 the way I did at 7. So I'm just gonna stay off this hole now, unless I can catch it live. And if they go down, get a line. You feel me? That's how I'm gonna jump on this hole, and that should be working because I be doing that shit all the time now. So that's how I'm gonna play this game because I don't know. 7 sound way better than 5.5. It feel better than 5.5. So I'm gonna watch this one live and see if I can catch it at a good line.
You probably can, man, because Tennessee, I mean, look, I'm going to go on the record and say that I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas went outright. I'm just not a big believer of this Tennessee team. They didn't have some wins. But I done seen way too many times, especially when they're at the crib, that them referees try to help them out. And this has been the last how they've been for the last 3 years, bro. Since we've really been locked in on college basketball, I've seen that a lot where the referees are helping them out. So maybe they'll help them out today. But I'm telling y'all right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas beats them boys outright, man. So I don't have a play for this. If I was a lean, I'd take Arkansas to win outright, like I said, man, because I'm just not sold on this Tennessee team. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised they get knocked out first round of March Madness when it comes around. So, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. That's Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets, and we trying to make some money right now on this college basketball. So let's beat Vegas and let's get it. Let's go to our last game, man, and we stand in SEC country. We're talking about Texas A&M Aggies, who are sitting at 21-8, going up against Ole Miss Rebels, who are 11-18 right now. A big difference than where they were last year around this time. This line did open up in favor of A&M, -5.5. There hasn't been any real movement on them since then, and the total sitting at 136.5. Get to some of these extra factuals. A&M 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. They're also 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Ole Miss. 6-2 straight up in the last 8 games against Ole Miss. The overs also hit 10 out of the last 13 games for A&M on the road. They're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games when playing on the road against Ole Miss. 13-3 straight up in the last 16 games against an SEC conference opponent, and 8-1 against spread in Black History Month. Actual factors right now for Ole Miss: 5-11 against the spread in the last 16 games. They're 3-15 straight up in the last 18 games. 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games at the crib. 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games when playing at the crib against A&M. They are also 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games on a Tuesday, and 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games when playing at the crib on a Tuesday. Now, injury reports right now for Texas A&M. Manny Obaski, I know I said it wrong. He is probable with a hand injury today. While Ole Miss, they just had 2 guys who've been out for most of the season for personal issues. A&M, they lost one on the road against Mississippi State, 69-62. While Ole Miss beat LSU 82-69. Now, with all that being said, Marley, A&M, Ole Miss, what's the play?
Man, I am all over A&M right here, especially coming off that loss. Like, they won 8 out of their last 10 before they had that loss. This was one of the hottest teams in the SEC creeping up. This is kind of a little bit of coach's philosophy, team trending up versus team trending down. But not only that, Ole Miss is 0-14 as a dog. You know what I'm saying? They're 5-10-1 ATS at home. Texas A&M is 7-3 ATS on the road, 6-4 straight up on the road. I feel like -5 is almost a gift, especially coming off a loss, because I feel like they're not going to play bad 2 games in a row. They're going to be focused, and we're getting toward the end of the season where it's time to just wrap shit up. 7-3 in their last 10 straight up. So I'm all over A&M minus the 5. What is it, 5 or 5.5? Excuse me.
5.5.
Yeah, Ole Miss is 2 in their last 10 with that one game coming over LSU. I mean, if you watch college basketball, you don't even need to say how bad LSU is right now. So, good game for them. But I love A&M in this spot. This should be, I feel like, I hate saying easy money on the show, but easy money. This one, this.
I got you.
This that game right here for me.
This that game? Well, fuck it, man. If Marley say this that game, and I'm gonna ride with you, Marley. I'm hopping in, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm hopping in. Texas A&M reminds me of old school basketball. They play inside the paint. I seen them now play. Majority of their points go in the paint. They will post your ass up. They will shoot the mid-range at the elbow. Hey, man, these boys boys are attacking, ain't they playing simple ball? They not out here shooting from the logo or nothing like that. Now they can't shoot the threes, but they're not shooting it like that, man. And I don't see them losing two. Yeah. Yeah, we can do get some dunks, man. Some dunks and reversal layups and stuff, man. I done seen it. I synced it, man. So I'm riding with Marley, man. I'm riding with Marley right there on that -5.5.
Damn, at the end every time. They just leave me hanging at the end. This happens every time at the end. Boy, frozen. I swear to God, it happened just like that last time. Then I got an off guard, off script, come through and just do some shit. Thankfully that was the last. That was the last game that we had to do. Oh no, we got lean games. I do got a couple lean games before we get up out of here real quick. Like, I'm really looking at that Wake Forest at the crib -8. Let me remember who they playing real quick. I can't remember who they playing, but I remember looking at it like, oh, I think I like that. But I haven't made a move on it quite just yet. Let me see. I'm sure Coach will be back real quick. Who the fuck is Wake Forest playing? I cannot remember who the fuck they playing. Oh man, excuse me, YouTube. Jesus. We can go get canceled quick. BC. There we go. Boston College. And Boston College is terrible. And they on the road in Wake Forest, tough place to play. So I really like that, even though it's 8 points. Yes, there we go. Even though it's 8 points, I feel like that's still a good bet for us to take. Let me go hold on and get some of these numbers real quick. We'll talk about BC real fast. They're 1-4 ATS in the last 5 games against Wake Forest. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against Wake Forest. 2-8 straight up in the last 10 games when playing on the road against Wake Forest. And 6-4 straight up in the last 20 games played here, as the coach would say, in Black History Month. Now, we'll jump over to Wake Forest. They 4-2 straight up in the last 6. 18-2 straight up in the last 20 games at home. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games when playing at home against Boston College. 8-2 ATS in the last 10 games when playing on a Tuesday at the crib. So, I mean, not just that. I'm just really feeling Wake Forest. BC has won. Well, they did go 6-4 out of their last 10, even though, like I said, I'm not the biggest BC fan. But get right game for Wake Forest at the crib, who kind of been struggling late. That's just, like I said, that's a lean game, nothing official, something else that I was looking at. What's going on, Coach? You ready to get up out of here? Or you got any lean games?
Nah, I ain't got shit, man. Excuse my like I said, here go my plays. Marquette first half -4, Indy -5.5, and Texas A&M -5.5. Now, Marley, I know I'm missing some games, but you had Clemson +6.5, Indy -5.5, Texas A&M -5.5, and what else? I know you had one more. I know you didn't do anything.
Because I didn't do nothing on that Arkansas game. That's it.
That's it. We only did 4 games today.
Only did 4 games.
Nah, we did.
I only made a playoff for a game. We did 6 games.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, I ain't got none except for that bullshit. But other than that, man,
YouTube, please don't cancel us.
He said, wool itch is what he said. What's up? What's up? Better 101. He likes Marquette on the money line, and he said he also likes Akron money line. Man, that money line for that is like
money line for Marquette is you got it. Well, just take the -8, big dog. Butler's terrible. Well, you know
better might have like 6 bands on that. Yeah, he might have like 6 bands on the money line just to get.
That's why I say, you know what, better 101. You do what you do, big dog. Don't let me say nothing because I don't know what's going on in your world. Yeah. You sure right. You're right, but I like the -8, so that money line ain't getting done for your boy.
I got him on the phone. Better, so we there, man. But other than that, man, Marley, if you ain't got nothing, you can lead us in a prayer. We can get on out of here, man. Hey, check us out tomorrow, same time, same place.
Yeah. Gotta go catch my son track meet. You know what I'm talking about? Be a dad and shit.
Hey, real quick, bro. Real quick. Your boy that you emulating right now.
Yeah.
Your boy said he said on the interview the other day, not an interview on the line. Nah. He said I don't give a F about slavery. I don't care about slavery. He said I look at slavery like how I look at Looney Tunes.
He said what? He look at slavery like what? Like Looney Tunes.
He said I look at slavery like I'm watching Looney Tunes. Anywho, man, leave this on
mad or shit like that, dog. But boy, gotta understand that's the character, dog. Like that's not really that dude. But yeah, you're not supposed to agree with everything everybody say anyway. But I still fucks with him. He said,
jail say I love it.
Yeah, and he said, "Fuck my city."
Yeah.
Fuck he, but he was mad because the law would protect him.
Yeah. They were the laws.
Corrupt ass cop. Fuck your city. I love it. Corrupt ass city. Fuck Houston. They won't go get Jay Prince. They won't protect me. Fuck them niggas. Man, we finna get canceled, man. Let me come on, man. Yeah. Stay in Dallas, nigga. You don't come around here. Cops ain't gonna protect you. He lost in the bayou, Bayou City. Anyway, man, that's not a good thing. Come to Houston, dog. It's a good place. Lovely place. We could take you downtown. We drop you off somewhere on Sampson. Get a beautiful view. Look, take the boys on Sampson and Rosalie. Get you a nice view. You can stroll downtown.
Yeah, Allen Parkway.
All right, man, come on,
Parkway. We waiting on you with the prayer, man. We waiting on you with the prayer, man.
May the odds
you
ever be in your favor. Look, you always because you switched it up. That right there, counselor. Shut up, nigga. That right there. That's the coach. I am Marley Bets, and this is Brothas N Bets, and like yesterday, and for sure, like today, Texas A&M -5.5. And goddamn it, like tomorrow, y'all already know what it is. Let's beat Vegas. We out this morning.
Bitch, it was public knowledge.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be